Hello and welcome. Today we are going to show you the VZX-8 Zone Audio Platform. We will show you how to navigate through the web app using a small bar restaurant as an example. VZX-8 can be used for a wide variety of installations like schools, fitness clubs, retail shops, and more. For this example, we will walk you through a small bar restaurant setup. First, we need to get the VZX-8 connected. Please note, for wireless connection, an external Wi-Fi router is needed. If you scan the QR code on the back of the VZX-8, you will be directed to an interactive online connection guide. This is a great starting place to guide you through connecting your VZX-8 to the web app. The VZX-8 includes the URL on the unit and on a card inside the box. There are no software downloads or apps needed. You can type the unique URL code into any browser on your choice of devices like a Mac, PC, smartphone, or tablet. Let's set up our small restaurant. We need to play background music and change to live music on the weekend. The restaurant will have 2 zones. We will also have one VWP wall panel and one VCS call station. The VWP panel can be used to adjust the volume and music in each zone, and the call station can be used to make announcements and call people to their tables. Once all your devices are connected, type the URL into your web browser. Enter your username and password. The VZX web app uses a clear structure to help you find all of the functions. The first place you land after logging in is here on the Overview page. To return to the Overview page at any time, click the logo at the top left. Use the Overview page to access shortcuts to common functions. The page displays tiles for key areas such as inputs, media, wall panels, and call stations. Each tile shows a summary of its settings. Select a tile to open the related section. You can also use the side menu to navigate directly to any section. Some pages like DSP, for example, have extra option, and each option will open a separate setup page. For this example, we are going to use our media player as our source. So let's set up the media player first. The VZX has a 32 gig micro SD card that is included. This can be used for music, messages, configuration files, and auto backups. For our example, we are going to use it for music. Click Media Player, either by using the tile or the menu list on the left side. Then select a track or playlist from the SD card. Since we have 2 zones, we will use Player 1 and Player 2. Start both players. This way, in the next step, we can see the levels and metering. When we go to the Inputs page, then Media Player, we can see our music is functioning. In this page, you can also set some DSP. In our example, we will not do this. Be sure to set the mode to BGM. Since the SD card can be used for different files, you could also set the mode to MSG for messages. You can change the name of your inputs if you wish. Next, we need to set up our zones. Under DSP, click Zones. Click Zone 1. Now let's rename our zone to Bar. We want our bar to be able to play music from Media Player 1 or 2, so we need to configure our sources. Click Source Selection. Here we can select and deselect the sources we want to be used in our zone. So let's deselect everything except Player 1. We also want Player 2 to be able to be used, so let's select Player 2. You can see when we unmute one player, the other player will mute. This is what we want, so 2 songs are not playing at the same time. The default setup is that Zone 1 is output to Channel 1. This is what we need, so we will leave this as is. The setup for Zone 2 will be the same. Click Zone 2. Change the name to Restaurant. Select the correct sources. The next step brings us to the output section. If you plan to enable loudspeaker processing on the VZX-8, you can select options from our loudspeaker database. For this example, we will select from the Electro Voice library, which is preloaded. For additional loudspeaker brands, you can download them from the SoniQ loudspeaker database or create your own. In our example, we will choose the EVID-C-G2. Be sure the speaker is highlighted before closing out. We now need to choose our amplifier that we have connected. In this case, we are using a V600 at 8 ohms. Do the same steps for output 2. You can make any tonal adjustments on this page as well. Our signal flow is complete. Now we can set up our wall panel and call station. When the wall panel is connected, the status will show active. If you have more than one wall panel, you would select it here and use the Identify switch to locate the panel you wish to edit. In this example, we only have one. On the right side, we can set up our wall panel's functions. Enable functions, change labels, and activate zones. In this example, we will want the wall panel to select the BGM sources and zones bar and restaurant. We can test the functions we just set up. Go to Zones. Now when I mute the zone restaurant from the wall panel, you can see it mutes in the web app. You can see the live volume adjustments as well. When I use the wall panel to switch zones, I can then mute and change the volume of the bar as well. So our wall panel is functioning as needed. Finally, let's set up our call station. From the overview page, click Call Stations. In a similar way to the wall panel, you can see your call station is active, identify the device if you have more than one, and other configurations. Click on the button you would like to configure or use the drop-down menu. Label your button and select what type of button you need. In this example, we are going to select a zone. Button 1 will be our restaurant, and button 2 will be the bar. You can also set the talk button type, and if you would like a pre-chime. For our example, these settings are fine as is. That's it. We have our small bar restaurant setup. There are many features in the VZX Zone Audio platform. We only touched a few. For more videos like this, please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.